Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. It's great to have you join us again. I am Taya Salam. This is what the show looks like. We're starting off with not the best of news. That's because Rivers United were held to 1-1 draw in the first leg of the CAF Champions League final qualification round. We have all of the details of that and more later on the show. Still talking football, this time around in Europe. Serie, to be precise, Victor Osimhen was the match winner for Napoli as they recorded their 8th straight win. They're still unbeaten in the Italian Serie. That guy is still on fire. Victor Osimhen. Also on sport this morning, this time around in tennis, Cam Norrie is an ATP Masters 1000 champion for the first time after beating Nicolas Basilashvili in the final of the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells. Starter for the champ, Cameron Norrie, who's also the new British #1. We've got details of this and more for you in the next 55 minutes, so try to stick with us. Onyewuchi Nwachukwu returns the shirt once again this beautiful Monday morning. Onyewuchi.
Thanks for having me, Tayo. A great day to talk sports.
Indeed.
The weather is conducive. Nigerian players doing so well in Europe over the weekend.
Awesome.
I mean, painting the whole of Europe red.
With goals.
Osimhen, Taiwo Awoniyi, Simi Nwankwo, Ode. Still scoring. So, I mean, it's a very good one for us. And look, for us as sports writers, this is what we like.
Of course.
We like when our players are doing well, when our athletes are doing well. We have positive vibes to always talk about, not always scandals and negative issues. True.
I totally agree with you. And we're going to get into all of that later on the show. But before then, let's go to Indian Wells and give you updates on the BNP Paribas Open. Like I said just a few seconds ago, Cam Norrie is the champ of that competition, his biggest career title, and he did it in style against Nicolas Basilashvili. As a matter of fact, these two players weren't expected to be in the final at all, but they upset the apple cart on their way to reaching the final, and the final did not disappoint at all. It went into 3 sets. Cam Norrie lost the first set 3-6, but rallied back to win the next 2 sets 6-4 and 6-1. That result came on the back of 10 winners and 25 unforced errors on his way to winning his second title of the season. For Cam Norrie, he's been to the final 6 times this season already and has managed to win twice. And this very last one is undoubtedly the biggest career title for him.
It's an absolutely brilliant season for Cameron Norrie.
Indeed.
Like you said, he has retained his British #1. This morning, we learned that he has moved to number 16 in the world. I mean, he's doing so well, earning so much money. I learned he's going to earn £880,000 from this. So it's the biggest for him in terms of his career, in terms of his finances. He's doing so well. And I think this Indian Wells tournament is a tournament of surprises. We have seen both men and women. We have seen unknown players strut their stuff, prove what they are capable of doing. Cameron Norrie is easily, trying to reduce what Andy Murray has done for Great Britain. Maybe one day he's going to win a Grand Slam like Andy Murray, perhaps, and also edge his name in history.
Why not for Cam Norrie? As a matter of fact, it's a historic win for Cam because it's the first British man to win Indian Wells. And before this year's edition, he had not won a match in 2 previous main draw appearances. So it's coming to this competition unheralded as an underdog, and it's gone all the way, defeating the likes of Roberto Bautista Agut, Tennis Sangren, Tommy Paul, Diego Schwartzman, Grigor Dimitrov, and then Nicolas Basilashvili in the final to win his very first ATP Masters 1000 title. And of course, he's a very delighted and happy man this morning. Let's take a listen to the champ, Cam Norrie. That's Cam Norrie there, the new British #1 as well, it must be said. And it's safe to say there's a change of guard in British tennis. Earlier, a few weeks ago, it was Emma Raducanu taking over from Joanna Konta as the British #1 when it comes to female tennis in that part of the world. Now, it's the Cam Norrie taking over from Dan Evans as the British #1. Congratulations to the champ. Let's move over to the WTA now and talk about another surprise win. Oh, yeah, you said earlier that we've seen surprising wins at Indian Wells this time around. This time around it was number 21 seed Paula Barboza overcoming Victoria Azarenka in the final for the WTA event. 7-6, 2-6, 7-6 in our final at Indian Wells. Barboza, Azarenka, normally you think Azarenka, she's been so good in this competition, she's won it twice before, and you thought, nah, another win for her. But guess what? Barboza had other ideas.
Yeah, Tayo, I mean, Azarenka is so experienced. She used to be world #1. But, Tayo, when you also factor in what she has gone through this year, in January before the Australian Open, she had a hard quarantine. She struggled to come back, in the next 8 months, and getting to the final and losing to this unknown player from Spain, hard-hitting player, a player that also suffered mental health challenges and injuries. And the game lasted for 3 hours, grueling hours. At over 30 years, I can imagine how it's to be coping against a younger player that is so determined, so desperate to get a title. And she's the first player from Spain to win this tournament. So,
indeed.
I mean, congratulations to Barboza and what she's doing for tennis in Spain.
Indeed, for the men's, it was Cam Norrie, first Briton. Now for the women, Barboza, first Spaniard. Congratulations. In this particular game, Azarenka played very well. It wasn't as if she was very bad. She actually saved the 8 of 13 break points that she faced, while Barboza fended off 10 of 17. Overall, Azarenka had 4 more winners and 8 fewer unforced errors, but ultimately the match was decided in the final tie break where Barboza won 4 of the 9 points with winners. The match lasted 3 hours and 4 minutes, which is the longest in this year's WTA singles final. And it caps off a career best for Barboza, who's defeated 4 top 20 players en route to the championship match. With the victory, she's projected to rise to a new high of world number 13 when the newest rankings are released later today.
Very true, Tayo. I mean, you have reeled out almost everything that she has done this season. And more importantly, is the tribute she gave to her opponent, Azarenka, saying that she was one of the tennis stars, women, that inspired her to play the game.
Right.
It shows,
look at that.
Yeah, she shows a lot of respect. And, she can enjoy the moment.
Wow.
She deserves whatever she got from the Indian Wells.
Yeah, biggest title of her career as well too. Paula Barboza from Spain. Congratulations. She's going to crack the top 20 for the new WTA rankings, which will be released later today. Of course, that's that beautiful trophy as well, too, holding it aloft. And yeah, the likes of Gabriel Muguruza been representing for Spain for a while now. Now it's good to see another Spaniard on the scene.
Yeah, it's a paradigm shift. I mean, we should realize that when you are there for a long time, you are going to obviously hit the twilight. And serious countries that have, right-thinking administrators, what they do is to try to get capable replacements. And you don't do it overnight.
Nope.
There's always a template, a program. You spot the talents and you expose them, give them everything to succeed. So for Spain, by the time Muguruza moves on, finally, they have capable players. So I think we should begin to tire. I was reading my columnist, a tennis columnist, over the weekend, wrote about Nduka Odizo, the Duke. That is the only player from Nigeria that have played at the trade Grand Slam. He didn't get to the crucial stages, but at least we had history. But since in the 80s, we have not even had a tennis player in the Grand Slam.
Indeed.
So it should be a warning signal for our administrators.
Indeed, it's a lot of work for the tennis administrators in the country. Let's hope that they are up to it because, like I said, it's been ages Nigeria made any sort of impression at the Grand Slams. Nduka Odizo, how many years ago now? I probably wasn't born then. And you look at countries like South Africa, Kevin Anderson, it looks like he's on his way out now. But there's Lloyd Harris already taking over, doing well on the ATP tour. So, yeah, only what can we say other than hope that one day they're going to get it right.
But the signs are not there.
Yeah, they're not there. It's a bit of a shame, but we just keep hoping. That's it for tennis for now. Congratulations to the champs, Indian Wells. That's Cam Norrie and Paula Badoza. Let's go to the basketball courts now. We're building up to the start of the 2021-2022 NBA season. It's going to tip off tomorrow, and we have two massive games to look forward to between the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Brooklyn Nets. But we're going to talk about the Lakers quickly. A little preview for you ahead of the game against the Golden State Warriors. The coach, Frank Vogel, and Carmelo Anthony have been speaking ahead of that game. Coming from the LA Lakers' terrible preseason, where they lost all 6 games. And the last time, the very first game they played, incidentally, you were around, and we said it's just preseason, it's not a big deal. But they've played 5 more after that. They've lost all 5. And some of the fans are worried, even though the coach and the players are not worried.
Their worries are not misplaced, Tayo. I mean, when you look at when the signs are not there, you play 5 preseason games and you have not won any. Somehow you begin to worry. The coaches too will realize that they have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
Losing 5 games is not
6 overall.
Yeah, 6 overall. It shows that something is fundamentally wrong with the team. The first 2 games we said they rested some players. They had the full complements of their players and they still faltered. Well, preseason, Tayo, is always a period where players, coming from a long holiday, they are not in shape. Maybe you have a new coach, you try some strategies and philosophy. I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate. Maybe when we get to the season proper, things could turn around for them.
You never know. We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. But before then, let's take a listen to the coach, Frank Vogel, and Carmelo Anthony.
Tomorrow, there's been great willingness, to play off of each other and to read each other. And it's really been pretty seamless in terms of who's bringing it, who's initiating, where guys are going to be, and then obviously playing with one another, in 2-man action. I think that chemistry has been pretty strong to start. But there's definitely a willingness for those guys to, to share and sacrifice and, to coexist out there.
I think we'll be ready. I think we'll be ready Tuesday. I know we'll be ready. You can feel it. You can say you can hear it, but you hear a lot of things. But we'll be ready Tuesday. Well, I mean, me personally, I felt like that throughout the whole preseason. I just know the type of group that we have, the caliber of guys that we have, the mindset of the guys that's on this team. So, like I said, we'll be ready Tuesday. I don't think that we won't be ready Tuesday. Now, would it all come together on Tuesday? Probably not. But we'll be ready. We'll be ready to play.
As Carmelo Anthony, the newest Laker, you'd say, speaking ahead of tomorrow's tip-off against Golden State Warriors, is very confident that the message from Carmelo Anthony is that they are ready to play against the Golden State Warriors. We'll see how it pans out tomorrow. Indeed, we're still talking basketball, but this time around we're going international. We're going to be talking to 2 fantastic players of the D-Tigress, Sarah Ogoke, as well as the captain, Adara Elonu. Good morning, ladies. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning indeed. First of all, congratulations on the three-peat. We haven't spoken since then.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
thank you. We're happy to be here.
Indeed. So let's just quickly go straight to the matters and the unpaid allowances that you are actually fighting for. Can you give us an update on that? Have you received your monies now?
As of yet, no, we have not received the money that we're asking for, but we're aware that there's some deliberation going between the ministry and the NBBF.
Okay, like what's the latest you heard from them? Like, is there a time frame to when you're supposed to get these monies?
No, there hasn't been a set time frame. We are just waiting to get a response from ministry and the federation.
Okay, so it's a waiting game right now for you ladies. But tell us, how do you feel about all of this? I mean, we've seen the videos, you know, it's gone viral. I believe you're not very happy at all about the situation.
Well, it's unfortunate. It's not a situation that I think any player would want to
we're not.
be in.
Go ahead, Adora.
Yeah, I was saying it's unfortunate. I don't think it's a situation that any player would want to be in, but I think it's important to bring awareness to it, you know, and to ask for things that we're due, that we're owed. But I think it goes far beyond that. It, you know, it reaches out into a different conversation of, are things being handled the way they should be? So it won't stop here. Hopefully that's now a new goal that we can have. It won't stop here, but it'll keep, you know, going on for future players, you know. So these things have been happening, you know, in the past. So we're hoping that it'll continue to get better, to improve. That process will be made during this event.
Yes, Sarah, what about you? What do you have to say?
I think the main point here is that, you know, especially after we've done so much and made the country and the continent, it's been that we receive what we're due and things overall improve for the country and sports in general.
Yeah, that's the hope of all of us because you girls have done amazing things for basketball in the country, back-to-back champs. No one wanted this kind of situation to be happening to you at all. And we recall you talking about boycotting future camps if these monies are not paid. Is that still the situation?
Yes, sir. That's still the case. We hope things can be resolved before then, but if not, that's just a stand that we're ready to take, and that's part of what we're doing. I stand. You know, we have supporters, fans, people that have been here in our shoes before that understand the consequences and understand what we're fighting for. So if we're not paid, that's one of the demands that we will not continue to compete in future competitions.
Oh dear, that's very, very sad indeed, and hopefully all of the situation is resolved as soon as possible before the qualifiers start next year as the qualifiers for the World Cup. I want to thank you for joining us, Captain Adora Elono, as well as Sarah Ogoke. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so we need to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll be telling you all about the performances of Nigeria's club on the continent. Join us again.
Ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances.
Well, let's stand by. Ready? Kill.
Gist Nigeria.
Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Time to talk a bit of table tennis. Over the weekend, the Anna Quadri Cadet Table Tennis Championships got concluded over the weekend, and we have champions in both the male and the female category, where Toby Adebakin as well as Kehinde Akambi have emerged the winners in the boys and girls categories of the maiden Arnold Quadri Cadet Invitational Championships that was held at the Eco Club Surulere. That was on Sunday. Adebakin defeated Joseph Manuel to claim the boys' cadet title, while Akambi claimed victory over Faisat Misbah to go home with the girls' cadet crown. The tournament is put together by Africa's #1 table tennis player, Quadri Arnold. The table tennis star also used the event to launch his Arnold Sports Club and Academy. Other attractions of the day included exhibition games by non-professionals, which included comedian Aya Malcolm as well as musician Timmy DeColo, Vice President of the African Table Tennis Federation, Eniton Waido Shodi, as well as Vice President of the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, Tayo Adesoji, were also among the high-profile guests in attendance. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
From Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold Quadri, I'm aware that he has done so much for tennis, and some of the players who are in Europe, also benefited from his benevolence. Quietly he's doing all those things. And I think, Tayo, that this is the way to go. While we have some players who are already at the top on the continent, we need replacement, like we've said here, and the only way to go is by organizing such tournaments. I hope that some corporate bodies will identify with this tournament so that it can be sustained over the years. Players will now begin to look forward to it every season, train behind the scene, knowing fully well that when they do well, they are likely to kickstart their career. So for Arnold Quadri, want to congratulate him. We also hope that other big players in tennis, in football, and other sports will give back to the society, like what Marcel Ujuri did last week by building tennis courts in secondary schools. I heard some of the players feeling so excited that this is the first time they are going to see standard courts in their school. How other ways do you need to encourage these players? So it's a good one, and we hope that the best players continue to excel. The structures are there to discover, to help them get to the top of their career.
Indeed, some pictures are coming. Of course, look at these kids taking pictures with the best player in Africa, one of the best players in the world. You can imagine how inspired they will be to continue to play the sport of table tennis. Let's take a listen now to the brain behind the competition, Arnold Quadri.
We want to discover more talents at a very early age. Also, we want to produce at least every 3 years, like 5 good players. Over the years, we have always been producing 1 players every decade. Like Segun Toriola, it takes another 1 decade to produce Segun. The first was Atonda Musa, and it took about a decade again to produce Segun Toriola. And after Segun Toriola was me. Presently, Omotayo is coming up. I've been there for like 7 years. So I think it is very important for us to move a little bit forward. We shouldn't be moving backward. So it is very important to produce at least every 3 years like 5 top players in the world. It's about table tennis for all. We want to give opportunity to all kind of table tennis players, cadet, junior, senior, and our fathers and our mothers, because we realize sport is an important factor to improve their health. So it is very important for them also to be keeping active so that they don't get sick. They will be strong, agile. And for cadets, we really want to discover more talent. We want to bring in more important tournaments to Nigeria. Like starting from January next year, we really want to introduce a table tennis league here in Nigeria, whereby we'll be playing every month for at least 6 months out of a year.
This is a very fantastic achievement for him. But it makes sense because this is where he has come from himself. Quite a few people had helped him up in there, but that's Arnold Quadri for you. He always giving back, and what this is going to do to our table tennis is unbelievable. When you have one of the best players in the world coming round, working with the young kids, setting up the academy for young children, it can only inspire them. We've seen it happen with a few players coming up, Jide Omotayo, all trying to emulate Arnold Quadri. But this is now one-on-one with the youngest players. It's going to be great for Nigeria table tennis.
Arnold Quadri is an enigma when it comes to table tennis in Africa, not just in Nigeria. He has really labored, he's worked hard, and he has moved up the ranks. Now he's in the top 15 in the world. it's an encouragement to players, that to every other young people, that when you work hard, you can actually achieve, even with little.
There you go there, Tayo Adesoji. You also listen to Arnold Quadri as well as Waheed and it's all Shodi. Austin Okonakmani is going to join us now, and incidentally, Austin is a massive table tennis buff as well. Austin, good morning. Welcome to Sports This Morning. And the first edition of the Arnold Quadri Cadet Championship was a massive success.
Sporty greetings to you, Tayo, and of course our viewers from all over the world. It's always a delight to be on the show. And yes, I'm super duper proud of Arnold Quadri. I spoke to him about 3 weeks ago on Sports Tonight, and he said, look, I want to come up with this. It's time to go back to the basics. It's time to remember where I came from. And this is someone who has said it, and he's doing it, you know, and it's a major, boost for table tennis at the grassroots, discovering and nurturing talents. And also, he has put out a challenge to other ex-players, you know. It's like, look, what are you guys doing with all of the talent? Look at what he said about discovering Segun Toriola. It might take another 10 years. So this is where to start, you know, at this stage when they are still young, when the talent is raw and boiling. And Anita Waido-Shodi, you know, took the point further by saying, when these kids see Arnold Quadri, who has been there, done that, Africa's #1 player, been to the Olympics, won a lot of laurels through table tennis, then these guys will be inspired. I love this. We need to keep this process going because this is where everything happens. This is where development takes place. And for Arnold Quadri to be leading this process, it shows that he's a champ through and through, Tayo.
I don't think there's any doubts about that. He also spoke about introducing a table tennis league. Just imagine what that would do for the home-based players.
It will be fantastic, you know, and that's, as I said, that will keep the process going, because what's the essence if you've got skills and there's no competition to, you know, test that talent? So it will be so good. We know what league does to development of sports, you know. It's structured, it is continuous, it will give the players some level of, you know, expectations, and then the federation can look at ways that it can get better. It will also make the sports competitive in the country, get more persons to come into it. So I really hope that league comes to play. It will be very important. We see table tennis, we see badminton and handball doing so well when they introduce league into it. You know, there's just something about players knowing that they need to prepare for a competition, go to that competition, compete, get some level of, you know, reward. It will boost their confidence. It will tell them that, look, you need to keep your talent going. And I'm really looking forward to this league happening in table tennis in Nigeria.
We're all looking forward to it as well. Congratulations to the winners once again, Toby Adebakin as well as Kende Akambi. Those are names that we need to watch out for in the nearest future. That's it for table tennis for now. Let's go to Europe now and talk about the Italian Serie, where Victor Osimhen continues. But before we get there, let's talk about the CAF Champions League as well as the CAF Confederation Cup. Nigerian teams on the continent. We'll come back to Osimhen shortly. Nigerian teams on the continent on Sunday and Saturday. For Rivers United, wasn't the best result, but at least they managed to get just a draw in that game against Sudan's Al Hilal. The game ended 1 apiece, and they have their work cut out for the second leg now. It must be said, Rivers United against Al Hilal ending 1-1. Let's just take it from there before we go to the CAF Confederation Cup. This is not a good result at all.
Yes, Rivers United have a mountain to climb when they travel to Sudan next weekend. 1-1 at home is not very favorable, not a decent result. And when you also consider that the goal was even an own goal, they had to come from behind to equalize at home. So it means they have their work cut out, like you said. You know, this is the CAF Champions League, and you need that is the best club competition on the continent. You need to, you know, come with your very best game on the day. And I think perhaps Hilal had, you know, better understanding of the game. Their players were hungrier, and they got the results. So Rivers United will have to win. They need an outright victory in Sudan. So it's going to be difficult.
It's a tough one.
Really, I don't know how Stanley Guma, you know, they just appointed Fatai Osho as the head coach. redeploying Nduka as the technical director. So let's see how it pans out. But there's a window for them, fortunately. If eventually they crash out, they will be demoted to the CAF Confederations Cup. So we might end up having about 2 teams in the CAF Confederations Cup. Maybe that's happened before. Let's see how it goes.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Austin, disappointing result for Rivers United. Now they have to take on Al Hilal away from home. We know how tough that's going to be.
The good thing is Al Hilal isn't playing in their traditional home ground. So let's see if they can take advantage of that. Remember, we spoke about this with Fisayo on Friday. And we thought it was advantage Rivers United, you know, but football isn't 1+1. A lot of work needs to go into it. So the players maybe don't understand this assignment. Maybe there are distractions, you know, happening behind the scenes that we're not seeing. But 1-1 isn't a good result for Rivers United, and particularly we know how our teams struggle when they go away from home. But let's see if this will actually, you know, push them, tell them, look, do something different. The fans aren't so happy about it. I'm sure the state government would have, you know, said some things to them also. We're giving you everything you want to try to make you guys a good and strong team in Africa. So, you know, do your part, and let's see what they're going to do. As we said on Friday, mentally, Al Hilal isn't the sort of team that we know them to be, you know. So this might be a very good result for them, but it might also get into their brain, you know, push out some blood, and they might just lose their concentration in the second leg. But Rivers United has got to do a lot of work. They need to play purpose-driven football. They need to show that they want this, otherwise they will be dropping to the CAF Confederation Cup.
I agree, Austin. It's a tough one, but then it's not impossible for Rivers United to get a job done. In the CAF Confederation Cup, we had 2 teams on the continent as well. Eimba going away to Diambas in Senegal to get a very important victory, winning start for the new coach, Finidi George. Also, Bayelsa United as well, too, getting a 1-0 win over CS Sfaxien. Fisayo was very sure that Bayelsa were going to win that game, but I wasn't sure about the scoreline. 1-0 as well, very slim. Yeah, they have their work cut out as well.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that Bayelsa defeated Sfaxien. You know, Sfaxien and a big team on the continent. They have won this tournament in the past. They are, you know, very regular. The Champions League in the CAF Confederations Cup, and Bayelsa United, the last time they played in this competition, they got to the semi-final and lost to Anton Setif. That was in 2009. You know, that has been a long time for them, and they are competing in the lower division. So everybody thought that Sfaxien will, you know, fancy their chances. But Alain, the goal was a fantastic solo goal. I mean, the Bayelsa United players should, you know, live their dream, play, you know, hoping that they could do something in Tunis. This could inspire them, you know. But Tayo, going to Sfaxien in the second leg is not going to be easy, because some of these players, you know, I know maybe they are going to North Africa for the first time. The weather, the cold weather, and everything. They're going to throw the fans and everything. So they need a lot of counseling, a lot of reorientation from people who have gone there before, telling them what to expect when they get to Tunisia, North Africa. So let's hope. Maybe there could be an upset in the offing. But for Eimba, Tayo, yes, they got the one name. If you have followed what Finidi George said, he complained that his players were much rusty. You know, that's honesty. You know, maybe because he trained in Europe, he's very honest. He said the strategy they used was to contain the Senegalese in the first half, because their league has started. They were faster, they were quicker to the ball.
Yeah, the fitter.
You know, so in the second half, they were able to frustrate them and got that penalty. So what it means is that our league body should, as much as possible, as a matter of urgency, start the league, so you can help teams on the continent. You can imagine not playing league and you are on the continent against teams across the continent that have, you know, been playing their own league.
It's a disadvantage. We all talk about it every time, but it doesn't look like there's a resolution in sight, because this is not the first time. We're hoping it's the last time, so our teams can compete on the same level as other clubs on the continent. Austin, 2 words on Eimba and Bayelsa United.
So shout out to Bayelsa United. Victory Benyangba scored that goal for them in the 56th minute. And for them to hold on 6-0 and go on to win, then it was a good performance for Bayelsa United. Victory lived up to his name, secured victory for his team, scored a good solo goal. Tayo, remember what Nigerian football legend Austin J.J. Okocha did to Oliver Kahn? That was the sort of goal he scored.
Wow.
You know, and it was so much of a beauty, you know, to watch. So let's see if this can also motivate them. Oh yeah, I said everything he needs to say about CS-Sfaxien. We know them. We know how they are pumped up when they meet Nigerian teams. But look, football, every game is different, you know, and the moment you claim you know football, you get stunned. This might just be the motivation Bayelsa United needs. If Rivers United had beaten Al Hilal 1-0, we would have had a different analysis this morning. So a win is a win, and we celebrate Bayelsa United for that. For Eimba, I had a chat with Finidi George, and he said it was a very difficult first half against the Ambas, but he showed character, he stayed focused, and you know, because Eimba has been there, done that on the continent, they know what it means to go on to win, and got that late winner from the penalty spot after Gabriel Orok was brought down, and then Cyril Olisema committed the penalty. Good start for Finidi George, and I love the celebration that the players gave. You know, that trademark celebration he gave at the World Cup when he scored a goal, running and then lifting one leg. They did that to welcome him to the club. We love these stories, and we hope the Nigerian teams continue to advance at the continental competitions.
Yeah, that is the hope. Hopefully, Eimba can get the job done in the second leg, as well as all the teams. As a matter of fact, Eimba, Bayelsa, as well as Rivers United. Wish them all the best in their return legs for the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup. Let's go to Europe now. I was excited to talk about Victor Osimhen a few minutes ago. That's because he's continued his incredible goal-scoring form for Napoli. He scored what turned out to be the winner for the Naples side in a 1-0 victory over Torino. The game was looking like my end goalless until Osimhen popped up with a goal with about 10 minutes left. Victor Osimhen starting to repay, you know, the money or the transfer fee that they paid for him from Lille last season.
Everything appears to be working very well for Victor Osimhen. You know, he joined Napoli last season. A lot of people felt that, you know, with the money, so much pressure, is he going to cope? Is he going to live up to expectation? He scored 10 goals last season in spite of the fact that he had COVID and he had shoulder injury. This season alone, he has scored 8 goals, 5 in the Serie and 3 goals on the continent. So, and he's so lucky that even after the change of guard in the technical crew, Luciano Spalletti has so much faith in this striker.
True.
You know, after every game, he pours tributes on Osimhen, and without failing, also, you know, trying to point out some of his shortcomings. What it means is that he's going to work with this player, making one of the best. My expectation for Osimhen is to be in the class of the likes of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Didier Drogba, and become eventually one of the best footballers, strikers from Africa and in the world. So as it is now, he's doing so well. We hope he continues that because we need him in November. When we are going to play Liberia and Cape Verde.
Hopefully he sustains that form, brings it back to Nigeria so Nigeria can secure qualification for the final round of qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Austin, just one word from you on Victor Osimhen's incredible run of form.
Absolute superstar, if you just want one word. But let me be greedy and go on to say he's continued to be a nightmare to defenders. I love this form he's enjoying, and I'm sure he knows he needs to keep his head up, stay focused, and keep it going. That win didn't just, add 3 points for Napoli. It took them back to the top of the Serie A table. And look, they can start dreaming, and if Osimhen continues playing this way, it's win-win, not just for Napoli, but also for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And as Onye said, I agree. It's time for for Nigerian players to step up to the quality of Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and even Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And Victor Osimhen is saying, hey, hold on, guys. I'm a good one for the future. I'm coming. We're rooting for him.
Yeah, he's coming. Indeed, 5 goals already in Serie, and it looks like he will be getting a lot more before it's all said and done. And like Oye said as well, too, Spalletti seems to believe in him very, very much, and it helps when your manager has this kind of confidence in your ability. All right, we need to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll be telling you how the new Newcastle era got underway yesterday on Tyneside. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning to the English Premier League, where Newcastle's new era got underway. Not to a winning start because they lost that game against Tottenham Hotspur by 2 goals to 3. But if you watch the game, I mean, you saw the party atmosphere. All the fans turned up, was sold out. The new owners as well, too, all smiles, and they're all looking forward to seeing a winning start for a new era. And they had the perfect start. Callum Wilson, a goal under 2 minutes, and he thought, okay, this is it. This is all we all look forward to. But then it didn't end that way for them. Harry Kane scored his first Premier League goal of the season. Goals from Heung-min Son and Tonge Ndombele, eventually condemning Newcastle to yet another loss. So they're still winless for the season.
It turned from fantasy to reality for them.
Very fast.
The fans were excited. They celebrated, thinking that that could inspire the players. They came out en masse. The new owners were there. But the reality is that Newcastle have been, poor this season, and everybody is saying that in January they have to, they just have to look at, reinforcement and get some players to turn the fortunes of the team around. And before that game, the owner said they are going to allow Steve Bruce at least to honor him for his 1,000 game in charge as a manager. So let's see how it pans out. But going forward, they need reinforcement. This is not the team that could take them to wherever they want to get. And that's the truth.
Forget about where they want to get. It's all about survival right now. Because as it is, they're one of the favorites to go down. So that should be
where they want to get is to remain in the Premier League.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the
no, they can't
eventual.
Win
I mean, the owners have talked about wanting to be like Chelsea and Man City, eventually challenge for titles, play on the continent regularly.
That will not happen this season.
It's not going to happen this season. All right, that's true. Anyways, let's take a listen to the post-match thoughts of Steve Bruce following that loss against Tottenham. As the manager for now of Newcastle United, it remains to be seen whether or when the new owners will make a managerial change. Austin Okonakman is still with us. Austin, Spurs are raining on Newcastle's parade yesterday.
Yeah, and it was looking like the perfect script, for the players, the new owners, and of course Steve Bruce. The players hoping that they can impress their new owners. And then when Callum Wilson scored that goal, it rocked Tyneside. Steve Bruce was hoping to get a win on his 1,000th game, but football didn't just go for them because, Spurs also needed to make a statement with that one. So let's see. Newcastle, they've been poor, just 3 points from 8 matches. And I'm sure Steve Bruce understands that with these new owners, that patience that he's talking about and that time that he wants will not be there because the guys have said it. They've made it clear what the ambition for Newcastle will be. Be like the likes of Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, and that requires some level of reforms. But hopefully they will pick up. Maybe by January when they recruit new players, and then these current players get to know that now it's time for serious business. They'll pick themselves back up. It's just 8 matches from the start of the season, but we understand when you're playing league matches, a good start is very, very important,
Sure.
And Tayo, on the flip side, maybe Jurgen Klopp and the other guys who are questioning this takeover, we calm down. Maybe they can say to themselves now, these guys aren't that solid. They can be beaten, because they've been bothered about the involvement of the Public Investment Fund and Saudi Arabia. And then Jurgen Klopp last week was complaining about Saudi Arabia and their human rights issues. And so he was questioning why the English Premier League allowed the deal to go through. Maybe if they watch that game, they'll just be like, Let's stay and have the last laugh, you know.
Austin, they know what's coming. They know what's coming eventually. It might not be this season, but eventually Newcastle will get all of that investments and they will be competing for top honors. The fans are very excited. That loss yesterday against Tottenham did nothing to dampen the morale at all. Let's take a listen to them. Newcastle fans are very excited for the new era. Austin, I want to thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully, of course, we're going to do this again before the week is over.
Thank you so much, Ty. Always a delight to be on the show.
Thank you. We're going to be leaving very soon as well. But let's talk about the little matter of Manchester United. Incredible or terrible loss against Leicester. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looks like he's under pressure. Finally, all the talks about progress and DNA, seems that the fans are not having it anymore.
The fans are not happy, but it appears the hierarchy
they are
going to support him. Because yesterday, there's a story that they're going to give him £70 million to recruit players in January. Then you ask yourself, with the players the Solskjaer has, what has he been able to do with them? Losing 4-2 against Leicester City, was like the last straw. And shambolic defending, you have to say, from Maguire and his centre-back appearing. For Leicester and Kelechi Iheanacho, I mean, he came off in the 77th minute. His replacement wreaked havoc. The player from Zambia, Daka, did a lot of havoc against the Man United defense. So eventually, he got the icing on the cake himself when he scored the 4th goal.
Indeed. So you've talked about January getting more money for Solskjaer to buy players.
£70 million.
£70 million. But before January, though, this is what United's next run of fixtures looks like. We'll see if he even manages to survive until January. Starting this week, they take on Atalanta, then there's Liverpool, Tottenham, Atalanta again, Man City, Watford, Villarreal, Chelsea, Arsenal. All this before November or before December the 1st. And you're talking about January.
Yeah, a lot of things can change.
A lot of things can change.
You're playing Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City.
Wow. Arsenal as well. Let's not forget. Anyways, we'll see how it goes eventually with the future of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as it is right now, the hierarchy and full support, that's the man, and they're going to stick with him, right?
I believe he has the DNA of Man United.
Indeed, they will see. With you, many thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate your analysis as always.
Always a delight.
Thank you. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam. Bye for now.